It's time to become the best version of yourself and help others do the same. It's Monday morning and we're talking success.
Good Monday morning, everyone. It's good to see you here. Wow, I'm taking a look at some of the names on the chat board. And Anita and Dolores, Lisa, Debbie, good morning, Becky, Valerie, Jaliva. Good to see you all. Oh, fun fact from Lydia. 136 years ago, the Eiffel Tower was inaugurated. Hey, chat in if you've ever been to the Eiffel Tower. I had that opportunity, and it's as spectacular as you might imagine. I have not been up in the tower, but I have been there before. So what a great morning. I hope you're doing well where you are. We've got a little bit of a shorter program this morning, but we decided we really wanted to get on Monday morning and talk with you. Jordan Peterson was planning on hosting. He's with his family in St. George, which is where he should be today. And so he's enjoying some time with those kids that are growing up so fast. And you know what? Or you know it, you are living in your house and then they're coming back, right? So we're happy Jordan gets to enjoy some time with his family. And this morning I've got a special guest. It's not a typical guest. Our guest this morning is welcome in every single home. Only that people don't really know he exists. But if they knew about him, they would want him in their home. I'm giving you some clues about our guest. Our guest this morning will always leave a home better when he comes to it than before he arrived. He can brighten the day of of everybody in the house, and he does it in a lot of different ways. Those are some clues about our guest. We're gonna come back to our guest, but first let's do a little bit of recognition, okay? This week we chose the Success Key Trial Box Hero. And I love the trial box because this is a success key to me that starts a domino effect of good things changing in your life, because the trial box is full of 15 drinks that are therapeutic nutrition. And let's not forget, the trial box also has 2 cards in it. And those cards are gateways to understanding, to enlightenment about health, and about the opportunities for solving any kind of health challenges you might have in your life. So that's why I love the trial box. And trial box heroes are people who get the power of this success key. This week we've got a few people that we want to shout out to because they're actually taking advantage of the trial box to make changes for other people in a positive way in their life. So let's recognize them without further ado. Let's shout out to Jaliva Carr. I've seen Jaliva Carr more than once as a trial box hero. Congrats, Jaliva. Michelle Randall is also a trial box hero. Congratulations, Michelle. Maria Jose Lopez. Good job, Maria. Lydia Ferrantino, another super trial box hero. Blanca Morales, shout out to Blanca. Well done, Blanca. And those are our 5 trial box heroes. And in fact, it's the perfect segue because, okay, have some of you guessed who our guest is yet? I'm looking here. Becky's guessing. He leaves your home cleaner than when he comes. It has to be Mr. Clean. Kinda, Becky. But our guest does a lot more than just clean. There's a little bit of that happens. Anybody else want to guess? I'll just give you another clue. Our guest is, you have a link. Everyone who has a Soul Brand Specialist account has a link where they can share or send our guest off to make a change in somebody's home. Okay, does that give anybody clues? Anybody want to chat in? So you have a link, and at your direction, you can send that off. Okay, so Rosa says, Mr. Fiber. All right, I'm probably milking this a little bit too much, so I'm just going to show you who our guest is. Oh, look at that. Valerie she just put her thumb on it. I've got our guest right here. It's a trial box. Now, why are we talking about the trial box today? Let me show you. Let's take a closer look in the trial box, okay? So you open up the trial box here. You've got 2 cards. 2 cards here. 1 to, I want to come back to the cards. Oh, well, let's just do them right now, okay? So these cards talk about what's inside the box with little QR codes. You can scan and dive into more information, all right there from the card. And they also, flip side of this card, show the supplement facts for these signature drinks that are part of the trial box. So this first card, that's the one you see when you first open it up. Information and information on the ingredients. Second card talks a little bit about, hey, these drinks will change your life. And by the way, if you're a member, you can spend 25% less on them. You can buy these at a really good price. Further, you get some other perks and benefits. And when they make a difference for you, you can sell them you can share them with others and give them savings and also get additional savings. That's the Share the Wealth program. That's mentioned in the trial box. So a couple of the ways that you can purchase at a discount and help others receive discounts. Be that specialist, that soul community example of lifting others. Cards give you ways to do that. And then the final thing on the back side of that second card, it talks about the drinks that are in there, and it gives you a little bit of tips on how you might be able to take these products, maybe a little bit of a mild protocol. So those are the two cards. Now, the drinks in here, let's take a look at them. The 4 signature drinks, there's 3 packets of each. And there are now, and the reason Trial Box is our special guest on Monday Morning Talking Success today, because now included today in the Trial Box, actually it started on Friday, but it's good today. And here on out, notice the 2 new Soul Complete Double Dutch Cocoa and Natural Vanilla Creme, and our good friend, the most amazing collagen enhancing non-animal sourced drink, Soul Royal. So you got all 3 of those packs in here. And I love Trial Box because Trial Box is a gateway to change in life, to better health, to connect your connection to the soul community, support, belonging, happiness, all the good things that come with a positive and energetic community. And so Trial Box plus Trial Box, it's $34.95. So Trial Box is something that virtually everyone can afford to give a try. And we've used a few different names to describe it in the past. Sometimes we've called it the 3-day reset. We've tried trial packets, had a few different names through its evolution to where you see it is now today. We've kind of cleaned all that up, and you'll see just Trial Box now. Trial Box in the system. It is used in a number of different ways. I personally love all the different ways in which a person can use this to start their journey. The 3-day reset is one good way. I'm a big believer in giving the body enough in a short enough period of time that it starts to make changes, because then I see something going on. I learn to listen to my body. I also love people who use this with longer periods of time. I've seen some that will instruct the person that they share the Trial Box with over maybe the week. And they'll kind of give them a little protocol, how they can use these 15 drinks in a week. Or I've seen it happen in 2 weeks. All of these ways have their specialty in the way they reach others. And really the goal with the Trial Box is to start the person on a journey that they'll never turn back from, meaning that they'll realize that there are solutions, therapeutic solutions, that will make a change in their health and can bring more energy, better sleep, better mood, some solutions to even a lot of chronic health annoyances that they might have, or even more serious situations. Trial Box centers around our most extensive and I would say varied formulas. That's why they're called signature drinks, and our nutrient-packed protein powders, 3 different kinds that are in the Trial Box. It gives people formulas that are, I would say, in some ways the broadest in terms of their results. So I love the Trial Box. Now I wanted to just share something this morning with you about some of these, the power to just sample. I think sometimes we can concentrate on the most important result that we look for in sharing Soul Naturals, which is that over time, a person is consistent in nutrition, because that is where change is going to happen, where healthy habits are created. I mean, I love the saying that was shared recently. You know, don't start a diet that will end someday. Start a lifestyle that will last for your whole life, your whole lifetime. Because if you look at health and supplementation as a lifestyle, we will avoid all sorts of problems in health, and we will, bit by bit, give the body the tools it needs to put itself back together if we're dealing with some really serious issues. But we can't underestimate sampling. And the trial box is first and foremost a sampler. It is a trial box. Now, why do I mention that this morning? Why is sampling so important? Well, let me give you some examples. It's now almost 13 years since we have had Soul Naturals as a community to make change. And bit by bit, we've expanded our product line to the number of products we have now. But since the inception, the 4 signature drinks that are part of the trial box and these protein powders, the newest one is Soul Royal, and of course, a new formula for Soul Complete in the last month. But all of these formulas have been used for many years, and especially the 4 signature drinks. This morning, I wanted to share with you a couple of stories that I've received. These are testimonials about just one packet. So this is in the category of don't ever underestimate the power of a sample. Now, I realize a sample by itself is not particularly strong. A sample tied to you is perfectly strong. In fact, I heard advice from an herbalist many years ago. He said to me, herbs always work. They always do what they're supposed to do. They have the nutrition. They aren't drugs that are built to force the body in a place and depend on interreactions and can work or not work or cause other subsequent problems. Herbs are nutrition. They always work. It's just up to us to find the quantity our body needs and to understand the nutrients that we need to bring into our body. And for that, having a brand specialist from Soul can make all the difference. So samples are powerful. They're even more powerful, exponentially more powerful when you're tied to them and you can follow up. They can ask you. But having said that, let me tell you a couple stories about changes made, gateways open with just one packet. Because, the trial box has a bunch of packets. And the trial box is something that people can order and they can try, and you don't have to be there talking them through every little step for them to start to feel something. So first of all, let me just share one with Renew. So Renew is, as you well know, it's the blue packet in the trial box. Now, I noticed Anita's on here this morning, Anita Carpenter. This is something that happened to Anita and I think I want to say 7 or 8 years ago. Anita worked for many years managing a chiropractic office. There was a second chiropractic office associated with theirs a few miles down the road in a different city, and a newer chiropractor had purchased this office and that practice and was building her practice, and she was open to Soul and she had purchased a few Soul products. But before she knew much about them, she had a customer come in for a chiropractic visit who talked about this very severe insomnia. She's a young mother, and as I remember the story, now it's been a number of years, so I'm going to try to get all these facts right for you. But I remember her sharing with me that she came into the office, talked about her inability to sleep even for any more than a couple hours since her teens, and all the health problems that had caused. She had a couple of children. I want to say she had 2 children, 1 or 2 children, and her mother would often have to take care of them because she had severe sleep deprivation, had tried all the over-the-counter drugs, had tried all the prescription drugs, all that she could become aware of. These were her words to me. I tried all that. Comes in for a chiropractic visit. The chiropractor tells her, in listening, well, there's a product line that I've recently gotten to know, and they have a product called Soul Renew. I think that she gave her just a couple of packets, and I don't know if, Anita, you remember this. I can't remember if I don't think she bought a whole box. I think it was, she gave her a packet of Renew. And maybe Anita can chat in and if I remember that wrong. I met her when she came back because she went home, and it was, as I remember the story, it was sometime in the afternoon. She took some Renew because she never slept. Like I said, she could not sleep more than a couple hours, and fell asleep for a period of something like 6 or 7 hours, which was unheard of for her. She hadn't done this for years. Immediately came back and asked his chiropractor, what is in that? What, is there a drug in there? And she said, no, this is all herbs and natural products. So, okay, so Anita she just chatted and said, you're correct. So because I want to make sure and tell the story. I always say the truth is good enough. Sometimes it's easy to get excited about things and the facts kind of fall by the wayside, but I want you to know the truth on this. It was quite game-changing for her. So she came back and she did get, if she didn't get a box the first time, she did later. And at a subsequent visit that was either months later or the next year or something, I did see her again and her mother, and they were coming to learn more about these herbs. This is the power of one packet. So that was Soul Renew, one packet. Now, I've heard other stories that are really neat. This is one that I thought of this morning that all started with one packet. Let me tell you one about Cinnamate. Cinnamate, just the power of one packet. Many of you may have known Lois Trippett. Lois, a good friend, Lois has since passed on. But Lois helped many, I'm going to say thousands of people, just sharing natural products and helping them put their bodies back in balance. She told me about a story when Cinnamate was something that we had for maybe a year, this product. And it was a family she worked with, and they had a boy they had adopted who had been severely traumatized in his prior family. Now, I don't know his situation, but what he had been around or had seen was so traumatic, the boy would not show any emotion. Even if he would do something wrong, and they tried to be really gentle, discipline him because they could see his situation emotionally. But if they had to, like, you've got to be separated from your sibling, or you need a timeout, or whatever they did, he would show no emotion. He didn't, when something was wrong that he did, it did not seem to register. Enter Cinnamate. I don't know what kind of sharing that this lady and her family received from Lois, but for some reason they decided to give him a packet of Cinnamate to this young boy. I don't remember quite how old, but he was young, like pre-teen. And he drank this, and he had done something. There was something with a sibling, some little squabble, like he hit him or something. And when he was disciplined, and the discipline was speaking to him, all of a sudden he started to cry and started to express emotion. Now, they had had him for a while. I don't know how long. It wasn't like a few days. For a while, he'd been in the family and had not expressed any emotion. But for some reason, when he drank Cinnamate, something changed. Something was strengthened. And in him, that's how I would describe it. I don't know all the reasons why, but suddenly he started to express himself, open up, and share emotion with Cinnamate. We know that there's a direct connection between nutrition and mood and emotion and all of that, and our mental feelings. We don't know everything about it. We've learned a lot, and we continue to learn in Soul. But the power of a sample, the power of someone trying it, can never be underestimated. Not only is this little boy's life change, but his family is, because they start to see. Let me give you one on Soul Excel, and then we'll run out of time this morning, because I promised to keep this one short. This is Jordan's episode. He goes 20 minutes. So this is Soul Excel. Now, many of you may have met Marcella Endrick. She is a brand specialist, is an outstanding person, one of the best teachers I've ever heard. She doesn't consider herself in that category, but I promise you, if you listen to her, you would agree with me. She's helped numerous people and been through severe personal health trials. I think, like many of us, that's kind of what brought her into Soul. She had a good friend, Marisol Gutierrez, who shared Soul with her because she was going through a severe thyroid disorder. It was an abnormal cell situation that was severe enough. They were very worried. And this friend of hers wanted her to give supplementing her nutrition a try and see what the body in a stronger state could do. And in particular, this friend of her recommended that she try this drink that's in the trial box, Excel. And I think what Marcella shared with me was that she wanted her to take a couple of packets a day, like 2 or something like that. But you know what Marcella told me? She said, Greg, the first packet that I drank, my body just absorbed it and craved it. Now she's telling me this in Spanish, so I'm translating this to English. Her body wanted more, and she said, I waited a little bit, but I just wanted to drink more. It's like I needed to drink more. So she drank another packet instead of waiting. I think she was supposed to do 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. She couldn't wait. So she drank a second packet. And she said, and then that still tasted just as good. My body wanted more. So I drank a third packet. Now, this is not a typical situation, but it's the power of one packet. She drank several packets that day, and I asked her, I said, Marcella, how many packets did you drink? Do I want to know? She goes, no, you don't want to know. She finally told me something like 7 packets. Okay, something like 7 of these. And she kept drinking multiple packets. I'm not sure she counted them for a period of time, as long as her body was calling for it. She was drinking it. Now, it wasn't long before Marcella had really good changes, big changes. That whole situation ebbed into a remission, and that was many years ago now. Now, the reason I wanted this morning to have our guest trial box on is that I can tell you, after many years being around this, you can never underestimate the power of one thing, even though it's simply the beginning. A balanced health program will do so much more, but you can't underestimate the power. We can never underestimate the power of a packet. I could give you multiple stories for each one of these, but we don't have time today, and maybe in a future occasion I'll share some more of them. Because I could say the same thing about Soul Complete and Soul Royal. Let me end today by giving you my one-liner or two-liners on each one of the drinks that is in this packet and why I think they're so life-changing. So I don't know if you can see close, if we can close up on this box here, but Soul Vital, to me, that is everything that needs to happen to change your body needs energy to flow, and you need minerals and chlorophyll and adaptogen to create the level of balance in your body every day for it to fix itself. That's what Vital is for me. It's the daily deposit. Cinemate is all about elevating the energy and mood, metabolism, and the way your body turns energy into results. All the things that need to happen in your body, focus, happiness, good digestion, they need a lift. Cinemate is the lift. Soul Renew, I've talked about. It's about bringing calm to mind and muscles so the body can restore, repair, and rejuvenate. It's the blue calm in the packet. And Soul Excel is all about aligning the glands and the nervous system and all those immune functions that so depend on those functioning well, removing all the blockages from those systems and restoring that kind of energy in glandular and immune. And the powders, protein is about protein and so much more. It's about getting all the nutrition every day, the hydration, the proteins, the adaptogens, the mood sharpeners, the digestion, restoration, all of it is in Soul Complete. And finally, Soul Royal is about powerful, soft plant proteins to rebuild our structure, the collagen, and everything that it plays both exterior in the body, skin, and also interior, like eyes and discs in your back and all these other parts of our body that are made out of collagen and need to be strong. So that's my brief explanation on Trial Box. There is a load of great health in here. Never underestimate the power of one sample to put someone on a road that will change their whole life. I want to thank you all for being here this morning. So you know what we're going to do today? Let's end by giving away a Trial Box. How about we do that for our gift today? Let's give a Trial Box. So I've got some names in here, and oh, I wish I could have just read some of your. I'm seeing a few. Maybe I'll end by reading a couple of these while we draw this. Okay, Corinne says doing the whole box in 3 days was huge for her lymphatic system. So like it triggered lymphatic and immune because she did the whole box in 3 days. That's Corinne's. Let's see. Cinemate's a hug and a mug. Valerie posts that. I've heard more than one person say that. Cinemate's their smile. It's a hug. Let's see. What else do we have here? Rosa Nunez, after a seizure, her son really bounces back with Vital. Okay, so her son deals with that, with seizures. Vital is the thing that helps his body bounce back. I do Vital. Minnie says Vital's her happy juice. Okay, I love that. Yeah, lots of great testimonials. I know that you know the power of these products. All right, I just drew a name here, and it's Claudia Marin. Claudia Marin. I hope I said your name right. You get a Trial Box, Claudia. So put it to good use. I know you will. It can be something that if someone in your family or friends needs it, start their journey with it. If you want to use it as a gift and do a big event and someone who hosts it and helps bring people together for you, give them a Trial Box. That's another great use I've heard. And don't forget your link. The link, I love it. When you send that to somebody and they purchase the Trial Box, that's $10 in your wallet, and that's a changed life on their end, as long as you're there to follow up with them. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being with us Monday morning, Talking Success. We'll see you next time.